Okay, let's try to do this. This is standard deviation. This is by far the most powerful problem-solving tool I will teach you this semester. But it ain't easy. But there's no royal road to science. And what I mean by that is it's not going to make sense at first. There's probably not another parallel concept that is going to easily come to you. So you're going to have to do some training on your own. I'm here to guide you along the way, but you're going to have to look at some other videos. You're going to have to try it out yourself. You're going to have to go through the examples. Okay, so in Excel, you're going to calculate this pretty easily. It's not going to be hard, right? You're going to use what's called an equation. Excel makes life easier for us when we do this quantitative literacy, quantitative thinking, quantitative problem solving. Okay, so we have two numbers that are important to us. These are called summary statistics. They take that whole mess of data, that whole mess of numbers that is just overwhelming, and what do I do with this? And then we make clarity. That's what we do as human beings. We communicate to each other. We take the complex and we make that simple. We communicate it to other people and we problem solve. So here we have a curve. This is a tool. This is not some abstract nonsense. This is our way of taking the complex world and making it simple so we can solve problems. So we have three things here. We have the average for the test. Okay, what is the average? If you were going to pick out a random number, it's most likely to be close to this number. Okay, and this is, in a way, it's not literal, but it's metaphorical. Again, it's our way of trying to understand things. Our average, if we could only take a large data set out of 5 entries or out of 100,000 entries, if we wanted one number to represent the entire data set, 1 to represent 100,000, 100,000 goes to 1. Simplification, we pick the average. Let's say we have 60 students in the class, and the average on the test is an 80, and you either say, did I get above an 80 or below an 80? If you get above an 80, that means you're doing good. If you got below an 80, you're not doing as good as everyone else. It's a very simple, quick, and easy way of assessing what your position is in relation to the rest of the class, or what we might call the population, the universe in which we're operating in. So what does standard deviation do? Standard deviation is a measure of spread. We not only want to know the center, what the average, what one number is, we want to know on average how far away our other observations spread from the center or the mean. Okay, and so we calculate a standard deviation. Standard deviation is great because it gives us the ability to understand individual data points. Are they like the average or are they not like the average? Are they far from the average or are they close to the average? Okay, if you are within this range here, -1 or +1 standard deviation from the mean, that means close to the mean, -1 plus and +1 standard deviation, close to mean. Okay, and then the further you move, the higher the standard deviation. The higher the standard deviation means that you are further from the mean. And this is the normal curve. If you want me to describe this a little bit more and how it works, that's fine. The only thing I want you to know is this tool to be used to try to understand how far a particular mean is value is from the mean, and if it's normal a lot. A lot of this is how normal is my score. Okay, so we use average and standard deviation. I'm going to expect you to explain this concept and take two numbers. I'm going to give you the average. I'm going to give you the standard deviation. And then on the exam, you're going to have to make some meaning out of that. Okay, this is a very powerful tool and way of thinking. Let's break it down in the next video. We're already approaching 5 minutes.